of the teams that are coming in this weekend. We got a packed weeks 2 slate on the NFL side of things. Probably one with the most grim outlook of the team, even through 1 week, because they held a players-only meeting earlier today. Usually do players-only meetings if the team is, 4-game losing skid, 3 games in a row, falling out of the playoff picture. All of a sudden, you're 4-7 after you were 4-4. You're nervous. The Miami Dolphins held a players-only meeting this week before week 2. After week 1 of the season, they decided to have a players-only meeting, which is usually DEFCON 1.
Guess what? They needed it.
That's bizarre.
They were down 30-0 to Daniel Jones. I understand it was a road game. The Colts are better than people give them credit for. But to be down 30-0.
A players-only meeting in week 1 of the season is pathetic. Pathetic.
They needed it.
That is a joke.
That was my initial reaction. I agree with you, but they needed it. They looked like crap.
That is a joke. First, let's not have the coaches in here. Let's get on the same page. Get on the same page. We just started.
Yeah.
You got 16 games to go.
Don't worry. Mike McDaniel, he's from that Kyle Shanahan coaching tree we were talking about last segment. He'll figure it out, right?
That has got to be the most grim outlook in the league at the moment. You think the Browns are bad? You think the Titans are bad? You think the Panthers are bad? Nothing is worse than Miami. Players only meeting. Usually players only meeting is, in direct response to culture issues and players not wanting to be there and
lack of effort.
Find out who the leaders are. Effort-based stuff, culture-based stuff. This is a reflection of McDaniel just as much. A players-only meeting tells you that the head coach has not been able to establish that sense of urgency amongst his own meetings. And it's up to the players to do that. That's what that tells you.
Yeah.
Because the record doesn't reflect that this is DEFCON 1, but it tells you that the head coach of the team and the leaders that are the powers in the coaches haven't stressed the urgency enough, and it's up to the players to do it. That's bad.
We had tea leaves of this in the offseason, and during camp. The fights with themselves when they were scrimmaging another team. Mike McDaniel having to break up a fight. They should have held a damn players-only meeting then. This should be. I could argue this shouldn't even be the first time they've done this. That's the sad part. They should have done this in training camp when they were ready to kill each other.
Part of me thinks that a players-only meeting is a negative, poor reflection on that head coach. He is out. He's out. There's no way he's going to
I can't believe they brought him back.
There's no way. I mean, unless that really invigorated the team and we're going to see it. But that tells you that the players are trying to get on their own page and they don't trust their coach to get it out of them.
But if I could even Jonathan Zazo, voice to the 305. He wants to clean house, clean slate. To his credit, what offensively in that week 1 looked good for the Dolphins? Everyone always said, "Oh, McDaniel, you're bringing him back because 2 years ago that offense was really good, man. I mean, they were throwing the ball. They had Tyreek Hill.
They even had a good finish to the year last year. They had injury luck.
They were able to run the ball. I mean, Tua played that was his worst game ever. Dating back to his rookie season. I don't even think he played that bad as a rookie. So it's sour. It's all sour with McDaniel. All that hope that you could get back to where you were 2 years ago offensively. It's week 1. Could they turn it around? Maybe. My best guess is no, though. My best guess is no. You lost the locker room last year, and then you're bringing it back this year. Because of what? You won a road game in Cleveland to win 8 games? Stop it. I don't know, Colin. My best guess, the Patriots, this is going to be a worse game of Sunday. Dolphins and Patriots?
And to think that they have 3
I'd rather watch horse racing.
They have 3 straight division games coming up. So they got a tough stretch up ahead. They have the Bills on Thursday Night Football immediately following the Patriot game, which is this Sunday. And then after that, they get the New York Jets, I believe, on Monday Night Football. So they get not only national opportunities to play in front of fans, but it's against important teams where they need to win those games if they want to stay in contention. Yeah. If you're going to start things off here and go 1-3 with 2 division losses before you even blink, you're going to have a lot of issues. You're going to have a lot of issues for the rest of the year. This is going to be an early and swift collapse if this players meeting that they just had doesn't work. 888-760-3776. Is this the beginning of the end of the current regime of the Miami Dolphins? 888-760-3776. The Dolphins held a players-only meeting about 48 hours into the season. You know, 2 days after the first game, when there's 16 games to go. We shift to Riviera Beach in a moment. 888-760-3776. Leo in Riviera Beach. You join the program now. Leo, hello. How are you?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call, as always. I'm a huge Dolphins fan, ride or die with the Dolphins, but it's been more dying than riding at this point.
Yeah.
To hold the players-only meeting, it just reeks of desperation from the players. I agree with you guys. I think, personally, I used to be such an optimistic Dolphins fan because, you know, we got the offensive guru and the head coach. Like, at least our offense is supposed to show up. Okay, yeah, we might allow 28, 31 points, whatever, on defense, but we'll be able to outscore, like we saw a few years back against the Ravens. We'll be outscore. We're never out of any game, but we were truly out of that game at halftime. I mean, at that point, the writing was on the wall. To be down 30-0 against the Colts was horrible. To even have to like face other Dolphins fans and say, listen, we're gonna get out-coached against Mike Vrabel. We were in the playoff race a couple years ago, I believe, and we lost to Mike Vrabel in the Titans with Will Levis at quarterback. So they have Drake May at quarterback. I just have a feeling that we're going to get out-coached. It's really going to show Mike McDaniel's inability to grow as a coach, because it seems, you know, we're not in the locker room. We're not with the X's and O's, but it just seems like McDaniel hasn't evolved his coaching. Like, his play calls are still similar. You still see those wide receiver screens. You see those quick outs. You see those check downs. And yeah, that might be two and maybe not making the right reads, but if those plays are taking too long to develop, you got to know your personnel, right? I think Evan Cohen always says, know your personnel. And so when you know, if you don't got a good O-line, you can't be running those deep routes with Hill and Waddle. You got to get something over the middle. You got to do something quick to get the ball out of their hands or establish the run, line up big, do something. But to see him not be able to adjust and then still have like time management issues and still have all these issues, it's just, I have a feeling it's going to be time for him to go. If we're 1-5, 2-4, I don't even know how we're going to get 2-4, but if we're 1-5 after 6 weeks, it's like, Ross, you got to make a decision, because we're not getting the most out of our players.
That's
to
it.
have all these weapons, we're not getting the most out of our players. And I know any other team would dream to have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on the outside, and even a player like Devon Achane who can run and can get you some flashy yards. Teams want those players, and to have McDaniel being an offensive guru, quote unquote, and have an embarrassment of riches, and for him to look like a pauper out there is not really a good look at all. It's like, I hate when I hear people say typical Dolphins. They're just embarrassing. They don't live up to potential.
That's
but
it.
I have to agree with them right now.
You hit it right at the end. Appreciate the call, Leo. Thank you for chiming in.
Thanks,
They don't live up to the expectation.
And he said something that stuck out to me too. Like, the Tua and McDaniel, are they attached at the hip? I mean, here's the thing. You could fire your coach, fine. Who's going to take on that Tua contract? Like, if you're going to blow this up at the end, or rather this season at the end of the year, you might as well ride it out with Tua this season. But next, like, I don't know if you do fire McDaniel, blow it up, you got to find a way, I think, to move on from Tua then. I don't know.
You got to get somebody else in the building. You got to get somebody else in the building.
I don't know.
A draft pick.
Like, I think looking back, if this does, and granted it's week one, like, could they come out and blow out New England? Maybe. My best guess is no. But if this continues and they do blow it up, that Tua contract, you're going to look back at that and go, what the hell was Miami doing?
And he's in the second year of that, and it was a 4-year extension. So this is now, it makes it a tricky spot, because you can't necessarily eat all that dead cap. You can maybe front load it a little bit, but he's going to be on the books, and nobody is going to want that contract.